My name is Amy Detweiler. I'm a social worker with Professional Healthcare Hospice, and we have decided to take the whole month of May through July, so we're going to take the whole month of June, and we are going to recognize and honor our veterans because we just didn't think one day was quite enough, or even 2 days. So we have Memorial Day coming up this weekend, and then we have July 4th coming up, and those are times that we think about our veterans and those that have served our country and how much we appreciate them. And we like to hear their stories, and we like to kind of know what their experiences were. It really helps us to appreciate what they actually did for us even more. And Mr. Lewis is the spouse and the caregiver of a patient on our service, and they are a very special family to me because we have father and son here who both were in the military, in different branches, I believe. We're going to find that out in just a second. And then we have Angie, who's recording us, Paul's wife, and she is our clinical director. So really special family here, and heartfelt appreciation to both Mr. Lewis and his son. So I just want to start out asking you, Mr. Lewis, you were in Vietnam, right?
Yes.
And I see your cap.
Yes.
Air Cavalry.
Yes.
How'd you get hooked up with the Air Cavalry in Vietnam?
I really didn't have no choice. They just put me there. I was in aviation, helicopters,
Okay.
and that's where I ended up.
Did you actually fly helicopters, mechanic helicopters?
I did mechanic work, and I was a crew chief, flight engineer, and stuff on the company commander's float ship.
All right.
And I had a crew working under me that pulled maintenance on the Chinooks. That's where I was at. And we had inspectors to come out and inspect it, and we had to go up on test flights. When the one had a red X on it, you had to fly with it and see if you fixed it, you had to fly on it to make sure it was right.
Yep, my dad did the same thing. He told me the same stories. If he mechanically had to go up in it, so that was how you knew you did a good job.
So I had to go with the guy that fixed it, plus the inspector had to go, plus the pilot.
All right, so you want to make sure it was working properly when you went
And
up.
we've had some problems.
Up in the air?
Oh yeah.
And?
We've had to land one or two and do a few things and take her back home.
But you made it.
Made it.
That's good. Paul, where'd you go? What service? What branch?
I was in the Marine Corps from 88 to 92.
Very good. So what landed you in the Marine Corps in 1988?
Well, I started going to Lamar and going pre-med, and I decided I wanted to join the military and fight for my country, so that's what I did. And
Very good.
like a long story short, I signed up on the buddy system and left for boot camp in 92, but we never were together in the buddy system. They split us up.
So what was your average day like in the service? Like what did you do most of those years?
I was in logistics, and I was 3043 supply administrative clerk, and I went to New River Air Station, Jacksonville, North Carolina, with a MAG 29. It was a Marine Aircraft Group helicopter squadron that I was attached to. So ironically, that my dad was, with helicopters, and so I was around helicopters my whole career. I was in the military.
That's a neat story. Okay, so I know the political scene was very different. Vietnam versus what you experienced. So tell me about your coming home experience, because I have to ask this because my dad was in Vietnam, so I kind of already know the answer, but I want to hear from you. What was it like when you came home from Vietnam?
It was a lot quieter when I got home, but there was no party to meet you or celebration. We just came home.
Yeah.
Glad to be here, most of us.
Right.
And that's just the way it was, I guess. Nobody appreciated what we did then.
Well, I know I'm speaking for the audience out there when I say thank you for what you did. We do appreciate it. We look back in history now and we do appreciate it. That wasn't a very fair homecoming for sure for what you guys did. So what was your homecoming like when you came back?
Well, I was in during the Gulf War, Desert Shield, Desert Storm time frame. And when I came home, I was just basically, I got early out. The Gulf War was still going on. There was over in the Persian fighting still. So it really wasn't a homecoming welcome or anything other than from my family.
Right, but the political scene was a little different.
So, yeah, everybody was welcoming and having parades and stuff like that for people getting out.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I think that's got to be a huge regret on some people's part somewhere, because when the Vietnam guys came back, they didn't get that. So how's it been since you've been out of the military and you look back on how the military affected your life, what's one piece of advice or wisdom you would shout out to younger guys coming up interested in military and what you learned from it and all that good stuff?
Well, military can give you a good life, and you can stay long enough to retire and get a good retirement early and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think it was really meant for me to stay in there that long. So I wouldn't want to be a lifer in the service.
Yeah,
So,
gotcha.
but it's okay if that's what you want to do, you know.
It's kind of how real life took you, and you've fulfilled your duty, like your call you were supposed to do, and
Yeah, well, it does, when you go into service, they do teach you a lot of stuff. You do have respect, and you do listen to orders, and you take orders. I mean, you're told everything you do. People tells you what to do, when to do, what time to do it, what time to be back. Hurry up and get there and we'll wait. And that's the way it works.
so you got to be able to submit to authority and figure out how to get along with it. So
That's why we're always on time when we go somewhere. We don't ever try to be late.
Okay, that's your good military trait that just pulled over, and I'm sure your lovely wife is right there helping you get out the door on time every
No,
time.
I'm out there trying to help her get out the door.
Oh,
I'm saying,
okay.
come on, let's go. We've got to be there in 10 minutes.
Well, thank goodness for your military service, for you can make that happen, and you can get places on time. That's good to know.
The military will change you one direction or the other. You'll come out better person, or you're gonna come out a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, it's how you deal with the pressure, how you conform to the structure,
yeah.
and if you don't come from a background where you're taught respect and how to submit to authority and follow those instructions and keep a cool head on your shoulders, it's probably not the easiest environment, I wouldn't think.
I was taught a lot of respect growing up as a kid, but a lot of rebellion. So,
Mm-hmm.
I decided that I was going to try to do my own thing, and I listened to what my parents had to say.
Did the military help with that
Oh
rebellion?
yeah, it helped me grow up really quick. So as soon as I got off that bus at MCRD San Diego, and that drill instructor was yelling and screaming, and we got on the yellow footprints, it was teetotal different. I was like,
Yeah.
where's my daddy?
All of a sudden, this daddy got real smart and
Yeah,
real
yes,
intelligent,
yes,
right? I think we all went through that at some point in our life, but the military, I'm sure I can see where that role would definitely
It
influence
does
you.
definitely help you grow up and become a better person, and gives you a lot of traits, that integrity and things like that sometimes a lot of people need.
Well, thank y'all for loving our country enough to go over and serve for us. And on behalf of myself, Professional Healthcare, and our entire audience, we sincerely do thank you guys for your service.
Yeah, you're welcome.